Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you guys are well. Is that a flipping lump there? What's that there? I feel like I've got a lump here. I don't know if it's getting bigger. I've had it for years. But yeah, it's got a little lump. But yeah, who cares about that? Guys, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video. Hit the like button, guys. I really appreciate it. Please hit the like button. Really helps the channel. Really helps the algorithm. I'd really appreciate if you do smash the like button. It really will help. So thank you very much for all you guys that do smash the like button. Share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I put up a video. But yeah, let's get into this. Apparently Gervonta Davis has been mandated to fight Rolly Romero. I don't know what you guys make of the news. I don't know what you guys think about the fight. To be brutally honest with you, I'm not too impressed, and just in the sense that I don't really like the fight. To be honest with you, I think it's not a fight that does anything for me. I just think Tank's been fighting these level of guys for quite a few years now, and I just don't know what these type of fights are gonna do for Tank. You know, I just don't think by him beating Rolly Romero, it doesn't do anything for his legacy. It doesn't enhance his name. It's like people are just gonna say it's another cherry picked guy. I just don't understand when you've got a potentially a guy that holds about 3 or 4 belts in Kambosos, who's a very winnable fight for Tank. Why wouldn't you go and fight that guy? You know, even if you're someone like Ryan Garcia, you know, and Ryan Garcia, you know, people have always said he's the weaker out of the lot. It's an opportunity for Ryan Garcia to potentially go out and beat Kambosos and become the man in the division. Because Kambosos is a good fighter. I think people are underrating him. I think he's a lot better than what we give him credit for. But still, he's still there for the taking, in my opinion. And if you're someone like Tank, someone like Ryan, your handlers should be paying as much money in order to get that guy over or go over to Australia, because that guy's there for the taking, and Tank could probably stop Kambosos. But it's sad that it's disappointing that we're getting these type of fights with Gervonta Davis. He's 27, time's ticking, and it's just kind of like frustrating that he's not fighting the best guys. And then you hear, you know, his handlers come out and they justify. Fair enough, like, you know, the fans aren't stupid. We know that Tank Davis has got talent, but we also know that the level of competition is nowhere near where we expect it to be for a guy of his talent. You know, we expect Tank to be fighting a lot more stiffer competition than what he's fighting at the minute. I just don't think he's fighting the competition that his talent, you know, in line with his talent. I think the level of competition is below how good he is. He needs to be tested against the best, and unfortunately, you can't really say he's ever fought the best. When has Tank been involved? When have you ever been excited about a Tank fight where you're excited not just because it's him, but you're excited because of the fighter he's going up against? Like if he was to fight Lomachenko, you'd be excited not just for the fact that Tank's fighting, but the fact that he's going up against one of the best. We've never really felt that in Tank's career. Who has he really fought that you can say he's going up against the best? Not once. And he's 27. Like by now, Floyd had a lot of great wins and great fights. You know? So I honestly think he's being held back. I honestly think, you know, I don't know whether they're doing justice to his talent, to be honest with you. And I seriously think they need to get a move on. I honestly think that, you know, he needs to step up. He's a great fighter, Tank, but if he keeps doing what he's doing, you know, before you know it, he's going to be 30, 31, 32, and, you know, he's going to be past his best. Unfortunately, you know, Floyd is saying that, you know, he's only going to do in-house fights. Here's the problem with, like, Floyd, for example. When Floyd was fighting the top fighters earlier part of his career, he wasn't really in control of his career. He was managed and promoted by somebody else, which meant he got the best fights, the biggest fights. It's when he kind of broke out of his own contract and started doing his own thing. He still fought a lot of good fighters, but then he started picking and choosing. Early on in his career, he wasn't in control because he wasn't a big name like that. Floyd wasn't a big name like that. Like here in the UK, I don't even think many people knew who Floyd Mayweather was until he fought Ricky Hatton. But now Floyd is a name. So what he's doing is he's trying to do the exact same with Tank. Basically, Floyd Mayweather is doing what Floyd Money Mayweather did with his career rather than Pretty Boy Floyd. Like, Tank's not had a stage in his career where he's ever emulated Pretty Boy Floyd. He's basically doing Money Mayweather, and Money Mayweather even fought stiff competition more than what Tank's fighting right now. It's not about the fact that cherry picking or none of that. It's just that I'm getting a little frustrated. I want to see him fight Lomachenko. I want to see, he's 27. You know, that's at your peak, man. Some people are past their best by then. Nazim Hamed was, what? I don't know if did he fight again after 28? You know, I don't need, like, this is what I mean. When you're 27, 28, you're at your best. You know, he's had a lot of fights now, Tank Davis. He's been around for a very long time. You know, if he's not ready now, I don't think he's ever going to be ready. If he's not ready now to fight Lomachenko, then unfortunately for me, he's never going to be ready. He's never going to be ready to fight those guys, in my opinion. I just think it's time now for him to step up and take those big fights, take that leap, and Mayweather to take that jump and say, you know what, let's see how good Tank really is. Let's see if he's as good as I was. Because fans are getting frustrated with it. They're getting frustrated with it. Someone like me, who's a very neutral boxing fan, I like Tank. I think he's a great fighter. But the level of competition, unfortunately, for me is just disappointing. It's disappointing. And I'm pretty sure he's not happy with it as well. You know, a fighter wants to prove that he's the greatest. And unfortunately, Tank's not being allowed to do it. And you know, I don't know what's going to change for him to get, because all of the other fighters, the top fighters, are with other people. Ryan Garcia's with Golden Boy. You know, Kambosos is with DAZN? I don't know who Kambosos is with. You know, Lomachenko's with Bob Arum, and we know Floyd and Bob Arum don't do business together. So, and to be honest, they did when it was a Pacquiao fight, but that was a massive fight. You know, so you can understand, but they don't really usually work together. So, you know, a lot of people have said, well, Floyd is being protective because that's his only big fighter he's got, and he doesn't want him to lose. It's just frustrating as a fight fan. It's frustrating because people are gonna lose interest in Tank if he keeps fighting these level of opposition. Like, yeah, you can dig someone like Rolly Romero up, and it's a grudge. Like, Rolly Romero will sell the fight. You know, he talks a lot, so I guess the fight will be sold, right? He'll talk a lot. But at the end of the day, how many fighters are you going to keep digging out like that they're going to trash talk, they're going to make the fight interesting? Look, this might even do well on pay-per-view because of Rolly Romero's antics and stuff. But the point I'm making is how long are you going to keep trying to dig up opponents like this? Eventually, he's going to have to, you know, fight the best. And I feel like Floyd was in control when he was fighting. Like, he was the A side. And because he's got Gervonta as his fighter, he feels like Gervonta is also him, in the sense that, you know, he can control and dictate everything. People got to come to him, but that's not really how it works. You know, Gervonta isn't that big a star, where other fighters are going to be like, they're looking to fight Gervonta Davis. They don't really care. Like, Lomachenko's not begging for that fight. It's like, you know, when Floyd was at welterweight, everybody wanted to fight Floyd because they knew that it would be a huge payday. So Floyd had the whole welterweight division on lock because everybody wanted to fight him. Amir Khan was waiting, Maidana was waiting, Pacquiao was waiting. Everybody was waiting for that payday. But that was because Floyd was such a big name. Nobody's waiting around for Tank like that. Yeah, Tank might be commercially bigger than most of the fighters in that division, but the guys that probably want to fight him is because they know they can beat him, like Lomachenko, for example. He's openly said that he'll take that fight in a heartbeat. You know, Bob Arum has said that Floyd is smart. He's not going to let Tank fight Lomachenko, which is probably true, because I don't think if you're Floyd, why would you want Tank to fight, you know, Lomachenko at this point? He probably thinks that, you know, Lomachenko gets older, then we'll take it later on. But at the end of the day, I don't even know if that fight will ever happen, because he's with Bob Arum, and I don't think Lomachenko's going to leave Bob Arum. Bob Arum's done a good enough job for him. I think he's happy. So I don't see him leaving. So, yeah, we may never ever get that fight. Ryan Garcia may be more likely, because I think they think that Ryan Garcia is more beatable, and that fight could potentially do huge numbers just because of how big a casual fan base that Ryan Garcia has. So that fight could do huge numbers. Like, we're talking crazy numbers. Ryan Garcia has like 7-8 million Instagram followers. Gervonta Davis has quite a few followers. He's big on social media, so they could do big numbers, those two guys. But I still want to see Tank, fight the other top guys in the division. Kambosa's fight for me is there for the taking. Kambosa's fight is like, if you're Ryan or if you're Gervonta, how you're not chasing that fight, or how you're not telling your guys or your team to make that fight right away, is beyond me, because that guy is beatable. For all of these guys could beat him. So it's kind of staggering to me that those guys aren't like pushing for that fight. Do you know what I mean? They're not pushing for it. They should be like calling for that fight aggressively, in my opinion. But it is what it is. I'm not sure it's going to happen. I hope it happens. But for some reason, I just don't think those fights are going to come off. And it's sad, because I think boxing needs it. I think we need to see those big fights. It's frustrating. And I think Gervonta has a good chance of beating everyone, by the way. I think he could even beat Lomachenko. I wouldn't favor him, but I think he's capable. But unfortunately, I just think Gervonta Davis, at the minute, you could say is a protected fighter. If you're being honest, he is, unfortunately. But yeah, leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Gervonta Davis mandated to fight Rolly Romero. Leave your thoughts. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.